little bit of an exclusive for you. It brings a new meaning to the word change kit. Jack Grealish did not look like that. He wasn't wearing that in the first half, and Milan were not wearing all white. Manchester City, AC Milan and Puma have come together for change to inspire young footballers and communities in the New York area. Both sides entering the pitch for the second half with brand new shirts. This is the debut of Manchester City's third kit, which was released earlier this week in Manhattan. And that is the AC Milan never-before-seen away kit. The game-worn shirts for both teams from the second half will be available via auction at Match-Worn Shirt, but most importantly, proceeds from the auction will benefit organisations for both clubs. For AC Milan, Success Academy Charter Schools soccer programme, and for Manchester City, the CITC, the City in the Community soccer block. And not only that, there's loads of changes. So I'll speak to you again in half an hour, and I'll leave you in the capable hands of Stuart Robson.
Well, they've got Phillips coming on. Wilson Esbrand, who played against Celtic. 2 changes. As we always see in pre-season friendlies, there's Micah Hamilton. Got Jadel Kutongo coming on as well. There's the player that needs a good game, Calvin Phillips. Didn't play particularly well against Celtic. Had a really poor spell when he went on loan to West Ham. Needs to rebuild his career.
I have to say there's a slight relief that we didn't get 8 changes at the same time like we did in Pittsburgh for Liverpool last night. So it shouldn't take too long to scribble down as we await the whistle of referee Sergio Boyko and Manchester City in maroon. AC Milan get us underway in all white in their brand new away kit for the new season. From the catwalks of Milan to New York. Milan leading by 2-1. This was Callum Doyle.
Wilson Esbrand has gone to left back, as you can see. The number.
I've seen teams change kits in testimonials before, but never in a game like this. For a great cause as well. The money raised will be divided by both Milan and Manchester City for their respective charities. Grealish.
You saw the other substitute, Hamilton. He's just going to play that little bit wider to allow Grealish to play in behind and centre forward.
Saw Chukwueze a couple of times with assists from there. This is an opportunity. Maybe didn't quite hit it the way he would have liked, James McAtee.
He's slightly weaker right foot, McAtee, but good play again down that right-hand side. No Haaland on the pitch now. There it is again, Oscar Bob doing brilliantly. And slices off the outside of the right boot for McAtee.
45 minutes for Erling Haaland. Luka Hamilton playing left side. Jack Grealish, as he did in the second half against Celtic, moving more central. That will not be the end of the substitutions. Milan have struggled to keep possession at the start of the second half. Calvin Phillips didn't have the best of 45 minutes on Tuesday night against Celtic. He just needs games.
Well, he thought he was going to get games at West Ham, but he had such a poor first couple of matches for them. The crowd didn't take to him. It's difficult for David Moyes to actually play him. As a result, over the last couple of years, Southgate couldn't pick him for England, really.
All over the top. Just too much on that one. He's quick. Micah Hamilton replaced Jack Grealish on Tuesday. Also got a goal in his debut in the Champions League against Red Star on match day 6 earlier this season for Pep Guardiola.
There is Grealish in a more central position.
Yeah. Confirmation from the stadium announcer of the changes. We shall give you the Manchester City updated lineup in just a second, next time the ball is out of play. Here's Callum Doyle. Not the best ball by Nico O'Reilly. Salamakers. Loftus-Cheek. Chukwueze looking for a hat-trick of assists against Micah Hamilton. We did well to force him in field. That was very clumsy by Tommaso Pobega, who knew exactly what he was doing, and if that had been in a competitive game, he would have seen a yellow card. Okay, stoppage in play. So here's how City line up. Ederson in goal, Josh Wilson-Esperand, Callum Doyle and Jadel Katongo, Micah Hamilton, Nico O'Reilly, Rico Lewis and Calvin Phillips, Jack Grealish, James McAtee, Oscar Bob. Milan, just the one change. Not at half-time, though, 5 minutes beforehand. Florenzi replaced by Pobega. It's Torriani in goal, Calabria, Gabbia, Tomori and Terracciano, Pobega and Benacer, Loftus-Cheek, Chukwueze, Salamakers and 2-goal Lorenzo Colombo. The table is set. The offside flag is up.
And another good game, hasn't he, Oscar Bob? It's a real threat down that right-hand side, both with his runs off the ball and his ability on the ball. He's a left-footed player playing on the right-hand side. He can just drift past defenders so easily.
Just had to be careful there and did enough. Confirmation of tonight's attendance. It's a sellout crowd, 46,122. A fantastic crowd in the Bronx between River and Jerome Avenues, East 161st Street. Yankee Stadium. The Yankees are on the travels this evening. Play the Red Sox, but they do lead 3-zip in the first innings. American League East, the Yankees chasing the Baltimore Orioles. Game and a half behind. More soccer tomorrow in this venue. It's NYCFC playing here for the first time since they beat Orlando 4-2 in MLS, taking on Querétaro in the League's Cup. Playing at Citi Field of late. Home of the Yankees' rivals, the New York rivals, the Mets.
Not going in the second half so far, Milan.
No, they've not.
They're the side that haven't made the changes. Just lost their rhythm, which they had. Created some very good chances in that first half. Scored 2 good goals. Got forward well through the likes of Loftus-Cheek. Calabria was excellent. They're closing the ball down now.
It was a 4-iron when a little chipped 7-iron was required. Next up for Milan, a trip to Soldier Field on Wednesday. Face Real Madrid. Quasi infield. No foul there. Advantage played. And then he comes back. Good refereeing there from Sergi Boyko.
Yeah, Grealish not happy with the challenge. Benacer, we talked about in the first half, is a very aggressive player. Grealish thought it should have been a yellow card. He waved the imaginary yellow card. Chukwueze run into trouble here. That's a good, strong challenge by 2 or 3 Man City players.
How do you know it was a yellow card if it was imaginary? It might have been a red he was trying to wave. Come on, Rob.
Now you're being clever. Trying to be clever. It doesn't suit you.
No, it doesn't. It failed miserably as usual. It was Micah Hamilton. Nicely done, Wilson Esbrand. Well defended by Salamakers. This is Loftus-Cheek. Opened up a little bit here from Milan. He actually did really well, Jack Grealish. Loftus-Cheek maybe thought about asking for the foul, but he just didn't do enough. Grealish able to win it back. This is Micah Hamilton. He's got pace against Calabria. It's a great ball, and it's 2-2. And James McAtee, who has been outstanding so far tonight in that first half, is on target to level things up. And the man who made his Premier League debut as a sub for Cole Palmer back in November 2021 just wanted an opportunity. He's got it, and he's repaid the faith. 2-2.
Well, this is all about Hamilton. This is what Grealish should be doing if he plays on the left-hand side. Hamilton, 1v1, down the side, brilliant cross into the box. Tamori goes to sleep. McAtee, a very easy finish with his head. His movement's good. He starts to go towards the ball, comes away from it, gets in behind Tamori. But this is all about Hamilton. Brilliant wing play and a good cross into the box, and no chance for the goalkeeper.
In the version of Blue Moon that reverberates around Yankee Stadium, a little bit more modern than the 1934 original. The city anthem, the goal from James McAtee. Back on loan from a second spell with Sheffield United. And there's the run from deep. There's the header. And there's the equaliser. And now City trying to get in behind following the slip. And they may have a chance here. Here's the goal. Scorer of the equaliser in possession, James McAtee. This one was just meandering along for the first 10 minutes of the second half, and then, boom, comes to life. And City, who've dominated possession in the second period, get the reward.
Yeah, I think you're right in saying the game, or parts of the game, were meandering along. That was Milan. Man City have come out in this second half. They played with a high tempo.
Yep.
There's a lot of energy. There's another good pass, that time from Phillips.
The flag stops that attack.
And it's good to see Rico Lewis in his more favoured position at right back now than when he was playing on the left-hand side.
He's using the time to experiment, to try different things. Give Jack Grealish the opportunity of a free roll as a 10, as a false 9. Now coming back and is the deepest Manchester City outfielder right now, behind Callum Doyle.
The thing I've been crying out for Jack Grealish to do ever since he went to Man City is try and take people on, go down the outside of a defender. And that's exactly what Hamilton did. Frustrated about something, Pep Guardiola. He's got to be pleased with the way he started to come out in this second half.
It's about time, says the T-shirt. The time is certainly not up for the 53-year-old. 17 trophies for Manchester City, and how many more and how long? Pep decide that Manchester City and him will continue. Certainly see any signs so far that there's a relationship that is going anywhere. City fans certainly hope that's the case.
But at the moment, it hasn't become stale, has it, for Man City and Pep Guardiola? There will be a point when it probably does, but he'll see that before it probably happens.
Like he does with most things. That's a good switch of play by Chukwueze. Salamakers, good tackle, had to be as well. Vital that the ball was won there.
Good defending, Rico Lewis.
Good ball. Ederson, he just knows. No hesitation whatsoever.
Here is that challenge. Just as Salamakers, I think, was about to pull the trigger with that right foot. Rico Lewis got the challenge in, and a good one as well. Had a great couple of seasons when he's got into the side. Certainly taken advantage of his chances, whether he's been at right back or playing central midfield.
It's a good challenge initially to win possession back for Milan by Matteo Gabbia. Milan subs being put through their paces. We will see a few of them, I would imagine, pretty shortly. Just the one change, and it was enforced. Pobega for Florenzi 5 minutes before half-time. But as Stuart quite rightly said, they've yet to get going in the second half. You can normally attribute that to lots of changes in a pre-season friendly, but they made none at half-time. Here's Grealish. He's covered a fair bit of this Yankee Stadium turf in the second half. Rico Lewis opened up for him here. Wilson Espran.
Good bit of play again by Rico Lewis, setting up Wilson Espran. Left back just coming forward. First touches out of his feet. Doesn't get his knee over the ball. Doesn't quite bend his ankle enough. That's why it goes over the crossbar.
Like Stuart Robson, a former West Ham player. Wilson Espran, not quite as successful. The Hammers. It's usually about the hour mark, isn't it? That managers are like, okay, that's fine. It's preordained changes.
It all depends what they're looking for, how close it is to the start of the season. Some managers will think that to get fitness you need to play the players for 90 minutes. Others will think that you don't want to take too many risks, let them play at a high intensity for 60 minutes and then take them off. Or in the case of a player like Haaland, they've given him 45 minutes.
Chukwueze more central, well read. Excellent by Callum Doyle. And Phillips was across to cover. Here's Jack Grealish. Calvin Phillips. Here's Jadel Katongo. He said during commentary of the goal that James McAtee made his Premier League debut as a sub for Cole Palmer. Obviously, Cole Palmer's gone on to do great things with Chelsea. You just wonder that Hamilton to McAtee in 5 years' time could quite easily be two first-team stars, either at City or elsewhere. Calvin Phillips.
Missed an opportunity there, Calvin Phillips, to switch the play. Rico Lewis made a really good run down the right-hand side. McAtee had taken the defender infield.
A little over-eager. Foul on Filippo Terracciano. And here they come.
Diao, the centre-half, is going to come on.
One of many. Fourth official, Christian Centeno. Keep order down there.
Liberali, another player that's going to come on.
That's not good. Hopefully nothing too serious. He's a talented boy, James McAtee. Actually, did well last pre-season. City were out in Tokyo, scored against Bayern Munich in a 2-1 win before going on loan to Sheffield United. Okay. Feel like a bingo caller here. 30 and a 28 and a 5 and a 90 and a 20. There's extra help required for numbers. So Liberali, Tial, Kalulu, Alex Jimenez and Marco Nasti. And Ser making way.
Gambia 2, centre half, that would be for Tiao.
Yep,
Chukwueze is coming off.
A good run out tonight, Samuel Chukwueze. Just trying to find that consistency that 12 starts, 12 sub appearances last season. Wants to make a mark and do it more regularly. Colombo's night is over. Manchester City taking the opportunity to get some fluids on board the stoppage in play. We've got the assistant getting involved with the fourth official, Milan staff helping out with the boards and numbers and all sorts. What do you make of Colombo tonight with these 2 goals?
Scored 2 very good goals in terms of his movement in the box, movement away from the ball on a couple of occasions. Didn't really get involved in the play that much, and at times I thought it was too deep. Doesn't look like a centre forward that's got real pace that's going to run in behind, which I always think is so important in today's game. O'Reilly has come off for Man City.
Yeah, and he's been replaced by Jacob Wright.
Fatah as well has come on.
Fatah's a left winger who weren't sure how much we're going to get from him in this tour. His bad injury and kind of was here initially to rehab, and they thought we'll see how it goes and maybe get some game action as well for the 20-year-old Swede. Play on either side. Little foul. Alex Jimenez was predominantly a fullback that can play further forward, wide areas.
But he's gone to the left-hand side. It looks as though Salamakers has come to the right. There you see Kalulu is on. Can play at right back, can play at centre half. He's slotted in at centre half alongside Tiao. It's that Tomori and Gabia have both made way now.
Yeah, they have. Marco Nasti's gone through the middle. Taking a chance, however, the flag is up on the far side. This one will not count.
He went to close the goalkeeper down. The goalkeeper plays it long. Ball comes straight back. Not much he can do, really. Oscar Bob. Doesn't matter whether it's a pre-season friendly or a big game. There you can see as the ball's played back, the player that's offside comes into view there. Probably only about 7 or 8 yards offside, so not too close.
That was a bit sloppy. What's going on at the back from Kalulu? Get away with that, Milan. Salamakers switched to the right. Good battling, but illegally so, according to referee Sergi Moiko.
Loftus-Cheek playing slightly deeper now alongside Fabega. Liberali has joined them in midfield, number 30.
Yep.
He's gone into the position that Loftus-Cheek was playing. A slight shame when they make so many changes, because the first half I thought was an excellent game. Really got the crowd going. It just loses its rhythm, doesn't it, when the game has so many substitutions. He's a strong character, Doyle. Had a problem in the first half when he was playing on the left-hand side. Well, he's had a much better second half.
Here's Grealish. So City right now, Ederson. Good ball in behind. Good footwork and the opportunity for Wilson Esperand, who lays it off. Michael Hamilton. Jack Grealish. Get off by Wilson Esperand and a City throw it. Calabria with good work. So Milan right now, Torriani in goal, Calabria, Kalulu, Thiaw and Jimenez, Terracciano, Pobega, Loftus-Cheek, Liberali, Nasty and Alex Jimenez with Salamakers on the right.
The game does end in a tie. We'll go to penalties.
Will. You take many penalties in your career?
None at all.
By choice?
Shows how old I am that there wasn't penalties. There was only penalties in normal time. That's the thing that everybody thinks has been around for a long time, but games are only decided by penalties. Most competitions until a little bit later.
The 19th century. 20 minutes remaining at Yankee Stadium. Manchester City 2, AC Milan 2. Good game. Held up well by Liberali. Overlap on this near side. Calabria for Salamakers. That's a pretty strong right-hand side right now.
Never think that Salamakers is quite so good while he is playing on the right-hand side. He likes to come in field from the left. That's where Jimenez is playing.
Ederson in the second half has been a virtual spectator. Manchester City goal. White to Calabria. Actually promoted Calabria to the first team with Donnarumma. Another goalkeeper there to the rescue. Comfortable save from Ederson.
That's good centre-forward play. Made the right run. Ball was played over the top by Pobega. Hit a defender behind him, but turned with his chest control. Put his shot away. That's what we didn't really see. Although he scored 2 goals, Colombo, his general play wasn't particularly efficient. Oh, there's a problem.
A big problem and a chance for Milan to retake the lead, but there were 2 on the line. And it only needed 1, but now City can break. And they have an overlap down the left. And here is Jack Grealish. Plenty numbers forward. That's cynical from Salamakers. That's a caution all day long. Grealish not happy. First card of the game.
The person that will be most relieved is Calvin Phillips. He made a real blunder at the other end and almost gave up on it as well. Here's the foul. Salamakers trying to get back. Just caught. Here it is. Ball played in to Phillips. Makes a real mess of it. Loses possession. Then stands still. Manager won't be happy with that. It's not good play. He's got to get the ball out of his feet. Doesn't do so. Isn't aware of what's around him. There is a player that is lacking confidence, and you can understand why he's lacking confidence.
Cleared away by Jacob Wright. Now City to the other end. Looking to go back in front. Missed contact. There wasn't enough. It was a really good spot by you there at the other end. It wasn't so much that everybody saw Calvin Phillips make the mistake. You spotted the fact that after making the mistake, he stood still. Is that just a lack of confidence, or what's the deal there?
At the moment, he must be lacking in confidence and can't see what's going to go right for him. He had such a bad time at West Ham, made too many mistakes. He knows that Pep Guardiola doesn't fancy him at all. And it's almost as if I've made another mistake. Where do I go from here?
And after his poor time at West Ham, I'm not sure what kind of managers would be looking to maybe take him on loan again, because he'd cost a fortune in wages if you wanted to try and sign him. He just needs to get his confidence back. But how do you do that?
The only way I feel as though he can get back into some sort of rhythm, but they're not going to pay his wages, and Man City are going to have to let him go fairly cheaply, is if he went back to Leeds, where he was such a success. The crowd would be on his side.
Yeah.
The crowd weren't on his side when he went to West Ham. He was trying to rebuild his career. After a couple of games, they were very anti him.
It wasn't a good start either.
So that's the only way I can see him getting back to anywhere near his top form.
Pep Guardiola will be happy at this press. Yes, it's a foul, but they're allowing Milan no time on the ball whatsoever. Whether it's the youngsters that have come on, whether it's those who have been on since the start. Plenty positives for Pep. A little bit more humid when they head down to Orlando to face Barcelona on Tuesday.
That was Wright, who's done okay since he's been on.
Yeah, had the goal line clearance.
Went for that good run. Closed the ball down well on a couple of occasions.
Great feat by Tia Liberali. A good strong challenge
by the man we were talking about, Wright. They've got slightly frustrated in this second half, Milan. Haven't had much of the ball. I'll say it once again. The attendance here, the atmosphere that the crowd have generated has been excellent, hasn't it?
46,122 sellout Yankee Stadium. First time City played here in 10 years. A lot of youngsters in the crowd with City jerseys. This is Pobega.
Where's the next forward run from Milan? Here it might come. Switch of play.
Salamakers. Calabria. Kalulu.
Disappointing from Milan because they had a very good switch of play out to Salamakers. Good attacking situation, and Nasty, instead of staying in the centre forward position, came short. They went back and they ended up going 30, 40 yards backwards.
We get another City change very shortly, including change in goal. Ederson will make way next time there's a stoppage in play. Been good tonight, mainly in the first half when he was actually busy.
You can't see the picture here, but there's nobody in the centre forward position at all for Milan.
Nothing. Yeah, because the striker they're playing with, Marco Nasti, there's Liberali and Alex Jimenez in behind him. There's a false line and a no line. Calabria. Salamakers. Here's a chance running from deep. Milan are ahead in the 78th minute. No striker, no problem. Because eventually the striker arrived on the scene, and Marco Nasti with the finish, and the academy product who went out on loan to Bari last year puts Milan 3-2 up.
Good ball, Calabria. Excellent run from Salamakers. The cutback couldn't be any better, could it? Nasty's got a long way to come. He's making the ground up. There's a lot of defenders back there, but he doesn't have to break stride, just walks onto it, and with the inside of his right foot, could Edison have done better? Maybe so. He's frustrated, isn't he? Pep Guardiola, a little kick at the board as well.
And that was Ederson's last involvement. On comes Scott Carson. Marco Nasti, the Italian under-21 international. It's his goal, announced by the Yankee Stadium announcer, and Milan are ahead. That'll annoy Pep.
Very much against the run of play to a certain degree.
Yeah.
In this second half. But it was that combination you talked about down the right-hand side. Salamakers and Calabria. Another good run from Calabria. He's an excellent player,
isn't he? What a switch that is. Alex Jimenez. Great footwork. They want more. Header's a vital one by Jacob Reich. Christian Pulisic will get the last 10 minutes. Listen to this noise. Once the fans realise who is about to come on. Calabria makes way. The applause isn't so much for Bucani, for this man here. And Yunus Musa getting a good ovation as well.
There's the roar for Musa. Dynamic all-action midfield player.
And a super ovation as well for the lad from Hershey, Pennsylvania, Christian Pulisic.
Pulisic has come to this right-hand side where Salamakers was playing.
Hershey, Pennsylvania, not too far away, but a lot closer, is where Yunus Musa was born, in the Bronx, when his mum was on vacation. To Ghanaian parents, born just along the roads. Double American change, plus Okuni.
Good to see Vardio on the field for Man City.
Yep. City looking for an equaliser. Here's Micah Hamilton. Switch by Phillips. Strong challenge. It was fair. And here's Alex Jimenez. $5 million they paid to get him from Real Madrid. Making his loan move permanent. He's a good player. Fill in at either fullback, can play right in midfield or forward three.
So Rico Lewis is almost playing in the centre-forward position for Man City at the moment.
Pretty flexible today.
Grealish, the player that has made way for Vardiel to come on. I would say another disappointing performance from the former Aston Villa man.
Yeah, he didn't get anything going his way in the first half. In the second half, he saw more of the ball,
but without really affecting the game.
Yeah. Nice change of pace. decision goes Milan's way.
You don't mind that from right. He's trying to run with the ball. He's trying to get in behind Terriciano. Just slipped slightly there. There's no foul by either players.
Swedish under-21 international. Fatah. Initially, you kind of thought, he's done him. He's got in behind.
He's got some pace. Fatah.
He was on loan last year in Belgium. Terriciano might just roll off the field to allow play to continue, depending on the severity of the injury. There you go, good lad. That'll be all the way off. I'm hurt, stop picking on me. 6 to go. Milan ahead against Manchester City. Another high-scoring game involving Manchester City. 4-3 against Celtic in midweek. 3-2 tonight.
There's where the foul was given, but he actually hit him on the hands, Terriciano. He's got some pace, there's no doubt about that. Fatah down that right-hand side.
Yeah, nearly 5 million was paid when he went from AIK to Troyes. Troyes is another team in the City football group. Back to the parent club. Way after various signs around this place asking for the jerseys of various players. We're just over 5 minutes away from Milan victory if there's no further scoring. City can equalise with a penalty shootout. Might have a bit of space in here for Josh Wilson-Esperand to exploit. Challenged by Christian Pulisic. Here's Micah Hamilton. Calvin Phillips. Vardiol. Jake Wright. Callum Doyle. Good movement, Rico Lewis.
Right, one of the holding midfield players at the moment. Onside Phillips.
Fatah. Just looking for an end product here, which might come from Calvin Phillips. It just wouldn't sit for him or his teammate, but they still have an opportunity here through Wilson-Esperand.
Well, could that have been the moment for Phillips to get his confidence back? Oh, a couple of touches in the end. Fullback gets back and gets the clearance in.
Bakuni, enough of a touch. Oscar Bob to take this corner. Time running out for City. Phillips. Wilson-Esperand. Offside. Going to feel all they want to handball, but flag